I'm ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Welcome to the Creating Success Out of Failure podcast. I thank you for joining us. Our mission, our vision is to help salespeople and entrepreneurs get through the misinformation that's out there. We want to talk about everyone's trials and tribulations because you know what? We all know at the end of the day, success is not a linear straight line. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get beaten down. But how do you get up? How do you overcome that? That's what we're going to be going over on these podcasts. So thank you for joining us and enjoy the podcast.
My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to throw down. It's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Creating Success Out of Failure show. And with me I have Evan and Ashley. And we're going to go in. First, I want Ashley to introduce herself, and then we're going to kind of discuss some of the lessons she's learned along the way and what she's doing now.
Well, my name is Ashley. I am an advisor with Sprout Lending with John. I'm originally from Maine. I reside now in Nashville, but I'm just traveling a lot and just, meeting new people, doing some things with lending and business growth. And I just love it. I'm super out there and into just connecting with different people. And so that's kind of what I do. That's me.
All right. Awesome. So let's take it back from before you came in and went through capital gains and became an advisor. Tell us, what were you doing, a few years prior to that?
Yeah. So about 8 years ago, I was working at Nissan, assembling vehicles, doing the whole 6-day-a-week, 12-hour days, just exhausting myself. And I got really sick to the point where I couldn't work. And that's when I dove into the whole network marketing and making money online. From there, I got into like social media marketing. I ran my own agency for a number of years. Then I got into e-commerce. And then eventually I was presented with the opportunity to co-run an MCA business. I did that for about.
Business for the
got you. So idea. So it's a merchant cash advance. So what we were doing was we were lending money to newer small businesses or small businesses with more challenging credit or people just looking for fast money infusion. And so I was doing that like 7 days a week, running a whole company. My business partner moved to Sweden. And so that's why he brought me on board, and he was expecting me to grow the social media and kind of create the processes and really be the face and the main person in the company. So from there,
he up and bounced and wanted you to do all the work and the heavy lifting.
Yeah. So what happened was he was having a second child, and so he moved on, and for about 12 to 14 hours a day, honestly 6 and 7 days a week, I was creating this company. He had done it a little bit, but wasn't really fully into it. He was doing so many other things, and he had this big vision. We had known each other for 2 years because he was initially a student in my marketing company, my marketing agency. And so I came on board and with all these great hopes and dreams, thinking everything was going to be great. And so I just gave it my all, like I do with everything. So every day I was working it, I was doing the advertising, I was doing the cold calling, I was doing, all of it. And then up in one day, everything was gone. This was October.
What do you mean everything was gone?
So I started like February 1st. And it was like October, and I just wake up one morning. I have applications out. I have some offers in. I'm working with some clients, and I wake up and the website's gone, or our funnel is gone. My email's not working. And I contacted him, and I was like, hey, like, what's going on? And he was like, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, well, what do you mean you can't do it? And he's like, I don't want to be in this business anymore. I can't help you. And it was tough. So 2018 was just tough for me. I went from, 6 figures in the bank and running a few successful companies to nothing. and I didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I mean, I contemplated getting a job for the first time in a few years, which
That
was,
scared you, right?
oh my gosh, just the thought of, so it was the whole, I failed. It was the whole, I became depressed. I became scared.
So
I really didn't know what to do.
what were some of the other companies that you were running too? Because you have a big background
Yeah.
in marketing, and we've talked, and I think you do a better job than anyone that I know of just organic Facebook marketing.
Yeah. So, well, my first company I really started as an adult was just a photography business. Photography has always been a really big passion and hobby of mine. So when I first got sick at Nissan, I was on unemployment. I took $250. I bought a camera, and then I just started hustling. I was showing up to all these local events, and organically and just through relationships and connections, I grew. I went from 1 month nobody knowing my name to the next month everyone's profile pictures were mine. Everybody was talking about me out, and that's how I've always been in every business. So from there, I ran a marketing training program called Go Further Beyond. I also did my e-commerce company. I had that really wasn't necessarily a business name, but I started teaching people how to duplicate my success. So I went from like even homeless. I was homeless at one time, living in my office. So I went through a very big process of homeless. I have no money in the bank to I bought a condo in cash and I bought a car in cash. And then from there, I went to losing it all again. So I kind of had a few of these years. And through it all, I learned a lot. Definitely money comes and money goes. That was one of the biggest things. But so I went from, it took me 3 months to grow to 1,300 students worldwide in my Go Further Beyond, which was just about branding, marketing, sales, lots of organic strategy. And at the end of the day, I've always taught, no matter what I've ever done, it's always about genuine and authentic relationship building.
Very cool. And I can tell you, just from the clients that I hear back from, it's all positive reviews. So
Yeah.
that's absolutely true. So
Yeah.
let's fast forward a little bit, because that's awesome. Talk to us about what happened after, your partner pulled the rug out from under you, because that happened twice to me.
Yeah, it was, I mean, oh my gosh, just looking back, I mean, there was days I cried. There was days that, I had put all my eggs in one basket. So I had already gone through losing $100,000 in investments the year before. So really, this was going to be my big break in my mind. That's what I created it to be. And that's what I realized is we have our perceptions and our own desires and how we think things are going to go. And that's not always how it will go. And we have to learn to accept and appreciate and love the process of things, and know in the end, if it's even a good thing we label or a bad thing we label, it's all a part of our growth. And so when that happened, I didn't know what to do. I really started looking at applying for jobs, which was a really hard pill to swallow. But I immediately knew that I had abilities and skills that I could get paid for. So I reopened my social media marketing agency. I had written a guidebook the year before on branding and marketing. I started reselling that again. I started opening up some consultation appointments with clients to help them grow their business. And eventually I came across a Sprout advisor who purchased my book and then wouldn't stop bothering me about joining this company called Sprout Lending. And it took him, so it was in October. It took him, we started talking before October. And then when my business partner closed the company down, I had spoken to this advisor and he was like, again, Ashley, you have to, check out Sprout. And finally I was like, okay, what are they all about? And when he had told me all the different programs they offer and the training and the support and really like the whole family environment, I was like, this is exactly what I was trying to build with this other company. And so I took advantage of a Black Friday sale. I purchased, the training I had to do to get into it. And then you and I had an awesome conversation in December and I got accepted into the program. And honestly, I cried. That was the greatest thing. I had $1,000 to my name on a credit card. That was everything I had to my name. I actually had to sell my car just to make sure that we had, money to pay bills, money to eat. And I just went crazy with it. And I
You're
dove
making
into
me
the
cry a
training and
little
everything.
bit. A little
Like,
bit.
I don't think
It's a
nobody
little fucked
knew.
up.
Yeah.
No, I had
Nobody
no
knew.
idea.
Yeah.
And it makes me that happy to see like where you are now. Like, look at
Yeah.
this.
I know I'm getting ready, guys. Yeah, it wasn't, I took a huge risk, but I've taken huge risks my whole life. And after every huge risk in my life, I've found massive success because I've pushed myself. And a lot of people call this failure. When I was running a 6-figure eBay business, I left a toxic relationship and didn't have anywhere to go. So I lived in my office, and I didn't have a shower. So I got a Planet Fitness membership so I could shower. I mean, I've lived in my car. I've had nothing to my name. I've had a decent amount. So I've been through so many different layers and trials and tribulations. And what I realized at the end of the day was the bad things aren't really the bad things. When people rip you off, or when people scam you, or when one day you wake up and your whole company is disappeared, it's a blessing. It doesn't feel like a blessing in the moment. And when you lose money, or when you lose connections, or whatever it is, it hurts. But I realized you don't have to allow it to hurt. I realized that it's all a part of it's a part of the process. And it was when we remove ourselves from the situation, and when we found success, and when things start getting better, and the money's coming in, and the stress is, being relieved, then we can look back and be like, oh, wow, that was amazing. And I'm learning now to actively live in the moment and realize when the failures or the bad things happen, that this is a blessing, whatever it is, it's supposed to happen. It's okay that it happened. And there's something on the other end. There's a lesson.
Absolutely.
There's so many lessons in all the downfalls.
It's happening for you.
Yes. And I think that's the key to success in anything that you do. If you think it's happening at you, or if it's an attack, or if it's your downfall, or how can I ever do this again? Like, all of that is a lie that we've created in our heads.
Absolutely. And when you get better perspective and you learn the lessons from it, and like you said, you go all in with everything you do.
Yeah.
That's just who you are. And you crush it. So let's fast forward now, because you got me in my feels.
I know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And let's talk about where you are now.
Okay, so fast forward, it's been a year and almost 2 months being in Sprout. It's an incredible environment. I've never had so much support before in my entire life, just across the board. What's great is the system sets you up for success. So you have training, you have processes, and then you have people in place to just be there to support you. So I'm able to help my clients like never before. We have so many different programs, and we work with so many great underwriting teams that I'm really able to get my clients better rates and longer terms to help them grow their business, instead of them going to these other people that may not have either the programs or even the good intentions. That's the other thing that I lead with always, is I pretend I'm that business owner. I look at that business like it is my business, and I take it very personally. And that's why I go so hard with my clients. And that's why I talk to clients on Snapchat. They'll become my friends on Facebook. We'll text each other about our animals or their kids. And I create a genuine relationship and connection with them.
You do. And I can tell you go above and beyond for all your clients. You can see it on the reviews, right?
Yeah.
And people really connect with you because you're great, and you have that energy about you that people love, and that's why you have the success that you have now. It's not easy. I don't think anything that we do is easy.
No.
But the people that do the work and put out that effort, they get rewarded. I mean, you had one of the better months we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about what, definitely one. Yeah, you were the top producer on certainly one or two of those months recently here in the last few months. And, you're crushing it. You're crushing it. You're helping a lot of people, changing a lot of lives, making an impact.
I do a lot of volume. I make sure that my clients are taken care of. And again, it's not just about the funding aspect, because not all my clients, their needs aren't always about funding. So it can be about many other things. It could be about credit repair. It could be about credit card consolidation. Maybe they need a better merchant processor or a better accountant that they can rely on when they need documents. And then sometimes they just need someone to like talk and listen to them. That's the other aspect too, is just being available for them. 90% of what I do on the phone, I feel like all day, is educating. Is sifting through the BS, sifting through the things that they've been told, clarifying why they haven't gotten the results that they wanted to previous from working with other people that just haven't given them the time. So I hear, oh, Ashley, I wish I would have talked to you first often. Or I wish you would have called me last week before I took X, Y, and Z. And that just leads to an opportunity of me sitting down with them, talking about how they can get themselves out of maybe some of the choices and situations they've put themselves in. And then again, just finding the programs and finding the true things they need to set themselves up for success.
And something that you said and what you're talking about really resonated with me. You've been talking a lot about how you go above and beyond with the people that you work with. And I think that can really apply to anyone with a business that works with clients in any capacity like that.
Yeah.
Because I found that since I work with clients as well, something as you grow a business like that and as you work with clients, it's hard not to get sucked into them as just kind of numbers, I suppose you could say, and about money. Okay, if I have blank number of clients, I make blank amount of money, and that's my goal. But you have to stop and think and remember, okay, well, these are people who I'm helping. And so before you get to that point, you have to be able to, from a genuine place, be able to actually help and go above and beyond for the people that you're working with, and doing that just from a genuine place and just because you want to help. And I found that success will come from that much more than if you're just trying to make money, So I think has that been your experience as well?
Yeah. I mean, I've never, I can say this very confidently, I have never looked at a client and been like, I can make X amount of money off from you. Like, the money's going to come. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is, what do you need? How can I help you? And let's get it done. And if we can't get it done now, I'm going to create all the steps to get you there. And I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to be your I want to be everyone's biggest cheerleader. I am, no matter where I go. If we go to a restaurant, I am hyping that waiter or waitress up. I'm calling them by their name. I'm finding out about their life. We're sharing jokes. And by the end of it, they're feeling great. And I love that. Like, I have literally saved clients' businesses from a poor choice they've made, to where I've saved their home, where I've made sure that their kids, are safe and being fed. Like, I have approved clients that never thought they had any funding options. I've called them up personally. We will cry on the phone together. We celebrate wins. We cry over losses. And at the end of the day, they're family, they're extended family. And I love that, like, genuinely love that, mainly because I'm not very close with my family. So I think that's a part of just my consistent drive and desire, is to just make people feel amazing all the time.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of lessons in that, right? I think the first one is, your situation doesn't define you, you define you, right? Things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. You just have to realize that. Two, I think that something that I've noticed about you for sure is that you have an ability to listen to people that is far higher than most. It's just way, way off the charts. And that allows you to succeed, because it kind of allows you to understand exactly what they need and how best to help them. And then the third lesson is, you make sure that you overserve and overdeliver everybody you encounter, even if it's not helping them get financing today. And what that allows is, you build these raving fans that keep sending you referrals, and it allows you just to help more people, because people want to be around you. You have a very positive energy about you. And if there's 3 takeaways from anybody that's listening to this, and I can attest to it because I see the numbers, I see the stats, and you've been in the office all week.
I have,
you just
38 applications out. Like, there's 38 people that I'm working 12 and 14 hours for, to get the job done so they can relax on the weekend with their family. And so they can stress less about what's going on and they can expand their company.
Yep. So I think those are the main takeaways here. Evan, you had something to ask or say?
No, I just think that that's incredible because, coming from a genuine place and doing so much for people is really what will bring success for sure. And I see that that's worked for you, and it works for so many. I've talked to so many people who, that's worked for. And sometimes it's hard to kind of let go of money as the main driving force. And sometimes it might be weird to think, oh, if I don't focus on money, that's when the money will come. But it really is the truth.
It is. Now think about how everything's designed today, right? Very little human interaction, very little guidance. Everything today is designed for quick transactions. Case in point, Amazon. Okay, I can go on my phone, one click, it's at my door in 24 to 48 hours. Mm-hmm. I can't really ask any questions about it. I have no guidance. I have to depend on reviews. Guess what? Half of those reviews are probably fake. Yeah, not blowing up anybody's stuff here. That's the truth. That's deceptive marketing, and we're around it every day, all day long. Mm-hmm. Right? So when you go above and beyond and overserve your clients, listen to them and have a human interaction, and you actually guide them, not tell them, but guide them into the right solutions, you're building, I think it's like a very old school mentality that needs to come back. Right. And I work with some of the top business leaders in the world on this, and they preach the same exact thing. Right. So that's kind of what we want to incorporate here. And my shining example of that in our organization is Ashley. That's why I wanted her on here, because she has such a great story about perseverance and determination, and honestly, just being a good person and doing the right thing. And because she's a good person and does the right thing, all these good things happen to her, right? And in this day and age, like, you don't see that anymore. It's all, like you said, Evan and Ashley, it's all about the quick transaction, the quick buck, and everybody wants to make as much money as possible. Well, guess what? When people can pick up on that, they're not stupid. So if your clients are picking up on that, guess what? You're going to struggle. You're always going to struggle until you figure out that you have to care more about the client than you do the commission.
Money will come and go. Money will always come and go. Commission's going to come. It's not ever, for me, it's never been, I grew up really poor, like ridiculously dirt poor. I was brought up to not think money was important. Money is very important. Money makes the world go round. I love money. I want to make lots of money. At the end of the day, I'm not going to put my need for more money in front of my clients' needs. And that resonates with them. They feel that, they know that, they see my intentions, and I make sure that they're taken care of. And at the end of the day, with that genuine approach, I do get them coming back. I get them telling their friends and family about it. I get invited to their house. I get invited. When are you flying down to come, to come see me? I get Snapchats and pictures of their animals or their kids. I was just speaking to a new client. His son has a baseball game this weekend. They're trying to, they're hoping to win the championship. We're talking about sports. It's not all, no matter what you're selling, it's people buy from people. People buy from people that they like. People buy from people that give them some type of, it's about keeping up with the Joneses. There has to be some type of connection, some type of reason for them to want to trust or believe you. And when you're genuine and when you care, and when you can show that, that resonates with my clients when I'm on the phone with them. I hear that all the time. That same client about the baseball game, he was like, I don't know, Ashley, there's just something, I just trust you. There's just something about you. And I love hearing that, because I know that's the hardest to navigate in this world. Who do you trust? And you mentioned reviews can be faked now. So even though a lot of people put a lot of weight on reviews, they can be complete BS. So it's like, how do you differentiate between all these people and the ones that truly care? Because people can say anything at all to earn your business as well. So just having that connection, there's that piece where you just have a moment and you go, you're my person. And I'm like, yes, I am. Welcome. Welcome to Ashley's world. I'm going to take care of you digitally with a big hug, and I'm going to make sure that you're feeling good. At the end of it, I've had plenty of clients that haven't funded with me and we still talk and it's wonderful, and they will contact me when they're ready. And I have clients that have funded with me a few times and they love it. They'll message me for just questions, and I'm available to them always.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Evan, you have anything?
No, I mean, that's
I think we covered a lot there. That's a great story, great person, great takeaways from this show. I hope everyone took some notes, because if you just incorporate, you just focus on over serving, over delivering, right? Listening and having a real human connection, and just understanding that, no matter what your situation is, you can change it just by putting in the work and having a good attitude. Those are the big takeaways here. So Ashley, I really appreciate you coming on. Evan, appreciate you. And guys, please, if I know you got something out of this, please share this episode, right? Please share the show and leave us a 5-star review. And I told you guys, when those reviews come up, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to pick people out at random and maybe a coaching call, consulting call, something. So leave those reviews, share this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
That wraps up this episode. Remember, we are not here to sell anything. We're only here to help people, help entrepreneurs, help salespeople level up, get their business and finances and health to the next level. So please, we're never going to sell you anything on the show. If you got any value at all, just one little thing, all I ask is a 5-star review and that you share this episode on social media. Thank you, and continue leveling up.
Gotta go get it right now. Holla at me if you're with me. It's time. Take what we got, we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Second version telling you I'm ready to go, letting you know, cause I'm never alone. The ones that I roll with are incredibly known for getting down to the nitty gritty. If you really with me, let's go. Moves made, dues paid. Most talk but don't do a thing. We certified, observers I come through and give a true display. We champions, understand me standing under a victory canopy. Canopy the enemy was handing keys, ready to drive at top speed. Let's get it out. Wake up, victory's mine. On top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now. Holla at me if you're with me. It's time. Take what we got, we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. I thank the stars above. I know that we're gon' make it. I know the ground below my feet's gon' lift me up. I thank we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. It'll take what we got, we gon' make it. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it.